The show is underneath I-95 in South Philadelphia. It's a pretty big space. It's about a block wide and 2 blocks long, and it's 231 photographs that go up underneath it. It's the same number every year because it's every available side on each pillar that holds up the highway. What time is it? 8:30? 9? Only a little over 200 more to go. It's usable public space that is just part of our everyday lives living in the neighborhood. The theme is very, very broad, and it includes a lot of back and forth discussion about gender. There's many personal images, American identity, and a lot about getting by and the choices that we make, and a lot of hope and pride in adverse situations. Hold on, Bob might be sleeping. The story is less about Philadelphia, less about a specific place, and more about a kind of all-encompassing epic that's about every place. There's many, many issues that come with all big cities, and despite some of the more difficult things, I have a great sense of pride and love of it here. I'm genuinely deeply attached. I'm very proud to be an American, while simultaneously I'm really very devastated by our history and by our actions, and how to reconcile these two things is very interesting to me. Although I can't really get to the part in my head why this is the most important thing to me. It's as central to me as any other part of someone's identity. And I feel like many of us have that same kind of identity where we struggle to get by and we realize kind of what America means, and yet we still have a great sense of pride and root in where we're from. Between 1 and 4, the show is open and the photos are up. People are welcome to come and look. It's a weird mix of who comes. But amazingly, I feel like a lot of people really feel it. It's very gratifying to see that it resonates in a way with people who wouldn't necessarily see this kind of imagery and think, oh, that's what I'm interested in thinking about and looking at.
A lot of the art here is people being ground up in the middle, so to speak, just falling through the cracks. But really, at the end, there's happiness. At the end, there's this, So, it's the good part.
The show is a 10-year-long project. It won't be so much speaking about the current moment as it will be talking about the entire decade. At 4, the show is done, and that means that if people want to take the photographs, they can. It's not a commodity in terms of I'm putting these up and then I'm going to take them down as if there's some worth for that. The worth is the moment in which they're up, that 3-hour time period in which it's all up and together.
Do you hear the sound at 4 o'clock?
Terrifying. I think the thing that really pays off for me is when people get it. When people come at the end and get a sense of hope in terms of these very difficult situations that we often find ourselves in. That's one of the most satisfying things.